Satsang-82. Take care in spiritual life. 16th October, 1935. Evening Satsang. When the concept that the rope is a snake is gone, the rope is as it is. When the illusion of snake is gone, the rope is clearly only the rope without being anything else. In a similar way, the cause of involvement in worldly life is ignorance, which is ego. When that movement goes, Brahman is already fully there. And although the world is mistaken to be true, one must see it as only Param Atman. Spiritual inquiry must be like this. You may listen well to the words of knowledge, but it is your emotions and desires that will bring in their effects in consciousness. For example, a king is no doubt Brahman in the spiritual sense, but when he works as a king, he must be very alert in his duty and act as a king. In all appearances, there is nothing else except Brahman. Absolute pure consciousness. So you must make efforts to maintain the conviction that all this is only Brahman. The son of the Guru can achieve easily and naturally that which many other people could not. He becomes that, recognizes that. That immensity, which is attained after billions of incarnations, is realized as one's own nature. We must never look for bad or good qualities in others. We must drop all such frivolous activity. The individual jiva generally thinks, all others are bad, and I alone am good. The jiva has a habit to find fault with everyone and everything. However, in spiritual practice, this quality does not lead one to a higher state. Close your ears when criticism of others is going on. The one who magnifies the small virtues of others is truly great. It is better still if you are appreciating and praising the man who is against you while not harboring any enmity. It appears to be good and a lot of fun to listen to criticism about others. What else is sweeter than nectar to the individual than bad gossip about others? On the other hand, to one who is wise, not to hear gossip about others is sweeter than nectar. Care must be taken by the seeker on the spiritual path, not to indulge in gossip. You must never harbor malice for others in your heart. If you are not this pure, you will not experience the Almighty in all beings. In order to be of the consciousness that all is Brahman, there must never be any trace of criticism or malice towards anybody. If you make the distinction that someone belongs to you and somebody else is not yours, you will never be a saint or sage. Therefore, One who is wise must always feel that all beings are one's own self, that they are not different. The world is always keenly observing to find out whether the sage is looking at the good and bad points in others. People will purposefully trouble the sage because they are testing him. If you have the feeling that everyone, including even these troublemakers, are Param Atman, then everything is all right. When you, I, or me is not there, who is blaming whom? If you know this, all riddles are solved. The seekers who wish to have self-knowledge must not read newspapers and such things, because they definitely disturb one's spiritual immersion. In order to reach the highest fulfillment of life, it is necessary that our consciousness be pure and one-pointed. Only when it is one-pointed can consciousness merge into reality. While approaching reality, there must not be anything other to attract attention of consciousness. Therefore, one must leave aside the newspapers and all the other spectacle about the world's affairs. The aspirant must always be churning over and over the teaching of the Guru and meditating on the Supreme Self, Param Atman. When our own mind's agitation is not wanted, why should we think of inviting more disturbance from affairs of the world? While meditating on the Self, the aspirant must be steadily and definitely avoiding the indulgence in the sense organs' demands, and instead turn one's focus in the other direction, towards the Supreme Self. In short, it is futile to bother about the mundane affairs of the world. You will not get any real benefit out of that. Devotion and singing bhajans and kirtan in praise of God is above all the best activity that one can do to realize God. Lord Krishna says that he himself has become God because of this sadhana, saying to us, I have become God of all because I have been united with the realization that only the one Self, Brahman, is residing in all beings. My state of godliness is based on this unity with all things. On the strength of oneness, I have remained non-affected, a non-doer. Even though doing everything for billions of years, I have remained a non-doer. As a sculptor who makes many earthen images of Lord Ganesha inwardly knows that all of the images are merely clay, I also see Brahman in all created forms. So says Krishna. And the aspirant who knows that all things are great, that all is Brahman, becomes the Supreme Self. To have the realization of one's own being, the Self, means to always abide in that state. Lord Brahma has come to me to take refuge in me, because he decided to emancipate billions of human beings through such all-permeating consciousness. However, the understanding of my true nature is not possible by merely reciting the verses of the Vedas. The only way to achieve success is that one must be lucky enough to meet a true devotee. By being in the vicinity, both physically and mentally, of a true devotee, the seeker will know Atma. Someone may say that he will, of his own wish, perform a very strenuous sadhana and realize Param Atman. However, he will not be successful. Why is this so? This is the most sacred secret. Ultimate success will be attained only through keeping the company of the saints and sages. Otherwise, the seeker will miss the mark, identify with the body, and think that his imagination is Brahman.